we're shifting pulling off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high, find your story beneath the sky. Waves scratch, pumping out your sense, harmony flows to the best of lands. In the neon glow, where is bent, the culture rich, where reason sense, in the morn of grace. We'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and soaring heights, find your magic near the moonlit nights.
Alrighty, guys. We are getting ourselves live today. Okay, sorry, I'm getting TikTok up here as well, because we gotta wait for this.
Trying to rebrand next weekend's Noki.
Because I completely, do not have, things fully situated and fully set up, because it takes a little bit for us to load in and get things situated and stuff. Now, of course, there's a lot of things going on within a lot of things today. I wanted to share that I do have something a little bit different for you guys. I did early last night, I still gotta grab a V-Buck mission that I missed, for it, but of course the game decides to crash at an inopportune moment. This is, one of those things where having too much, like I said, I think when I go to 1.56, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to shut down a lot of the European side of things, and just go with a lot of Russia, go with the Russia map, and then adding in, a lot of things. But we do get the thing. There's the thumbnail for today, of course. I hate that, you know, trying to get in to play the game and then we get crashed out. I think it's because we have so much mods installed that we're gonna have to, maybe at some point, I might just drop a lot, because you wanna, I might drop a lot of, actually, to be honest, I might drop Dreamland, because of the issue with Dreamland. I might drop a lot of removing Dreamland, just basically putting in, you know, just removing the other, because, like, basically keeping it Europe, you know, we're only on 1.55. I hope that as we load in, we should be able to, if we have to shut off and restart things again, we're good. Now, of course, I wanted to share with you guys that I'm over here in Turtle Dome, even though um, I went over from there. I just took a little trip from this morning because I wanted to listen. There's a couple things I wanted to really listen to, and I just didn't go to bed quite right away. Um, and we're now driving the Volvo FH. I actually wonder. Hold on, I'm gonna do something. I want to get rid of the Globetrotter thing on top. I don't know if I can. I have $62 right now that I can go to services. We can check. You gotta need to go to truck configurator though, because I want to see if we can remove that. Are we on the XL though? Okay, yeah, so no, we're not gonna change the top. We're just gonna put this back to the Globetrotter XL. Because, to be honest, yeah. But I really think I don't want the samurai because I now because you can tell with that. I might do the stock luxury. You go with the Sting. I want to see what. I really think I'm gonna go with that stock luxury. For it. And you can still have that there. What if I... Okay, so no. So that's... So the Titan will not remove it. The Viking will. The stock luxury will not. To be honest... I actually think that's going to be a better choice. Then here we'll leave that as paint. Not going to really add any of those down there. Nothing here except I am... No, I'm just gonna leave it stock. Ball catcher. Now we're only missing one, and it's at level 30 that we unlock it. So here's what I think. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set the Lumen Mark 1 down here. No, I don't. I actually don't think I really like that. No, I think we can maybe accent, samurai. Because I wanted to see. Yeah, no. So I actually think I really like the Viking setup. With the Viking setup, I think I'm going to utilize. I always like to use the light chrome 5 on these, so we will use all light chrome because we can do this a lot quicker. You know, here we've got that set up for us. Then I think what we can do is have the light bar, like we have the dragonfly set up, but what are we using down here? No, it's not going to change anything. We're using the Viking, so do we have... We do have the Viking setup, where this will actually be nicely set up there. We can throw the Mark 1 ones through here. And then we'll throw the 2 Mark 1s there on it. Because that's just going to be a better all around. We're going to throw the Viking up here as well. And then we'll throw the Roar on both ends. Or we go up here and... So yeah, we'd have to remove the light bar on both of those. So because I want to be able to have like and we'll put the lumen marks up on both of those. But then we could also just say no to that. Oh, excuse me. And then we can throw you there, and then we can clear you two out. Because I really like to have a lot of the Mark ones. I always like the Mark 1s for it. Now, what do we're missing the one at the bottom, so I don't know. And then down here, I'm gonna throw the light chrome 5s down in here as well. Because I want to throw as much light on it as I can for it. I really think that just because of the front, because you're not going to be able to see. I might remove double of those though. I think it might be better just to remove double. There, I you know what? I don't really. I finally realized I don't like that down here. Down here. Leaving both of those up there is good. Um, we have the stainless steel. There, I like that. Control. Stock back in both of those. Okay. Everything here just looks fine to me. I don't want to... I just wanted to see about making... Yeah, that looks kind of alright, actually. Because I'd like to have a little bit of that front. Now, before I do, absolutely... if we go to go to Truck Explorer real quick. No, hold on. We're gonna go, and I know what we're using, the Volvo FH3. And then we're gonna put the 6x2 tag lift on it. But mostly, I just want to see the vortex is the one that's gonna get unlocked at that point. So I just wanted to see what's gonna be there when we get there, and I like that we can look something forward to. But I actually really think I like this a lot better. Now, we're good to go. But today's not going to be a long one. Hopefully not. Look up the cargo. That's 13. That's 18. We'll go to Sweden from here. From Norway to Sweden. To be honest, I'm gonna tell you, like, I drive, and I'm picking up all of these different trucks so that you guys can, you know, for me, the only reason why I'm doing American Truck with the International, and not all the other trucks is just because I don't really want to pick a lot of it, but I really absolutely, here I like to show a lot off with Europe because I absolutely love all these trucks. Every single truck I like, and I am somebody that, you know, loves the American trucks, but I like the European trucks more than, you know, if I could drive and I have the opportunity to drive, this would be absolutely, I'd probably drive better in Europe than anywhere else. And I absolutely love the attention to the way that Europe does a lot of their things. I absolutely am in love with the Volvo FH3s. I pretty much love the Scanias, the Volvos here. I pretty much the Mercedes Benz, the Mercedes trucks out here, are pretty much the ideal three trucks I like. I have not really driven MAN out here. I've not really driven. Man, I have not driven. Not driven. Sorry, I gotta be more precise with with my words. Still don't speak English correctly, to be honest. Um, I speak, but anyway, um, um, to be honest, like, I learn a lot of language, not language, I just love the driving here in a lot of these different vehicles. The man trucks, I drive them in all differences because the whole point of me, like, there's a point where, um, you know, I'm selecting every vehicle because I want to be able to say, hey, which vehicle is better? Which vehicle is the best? Like, in American truck, it's like, um, it's not the thing of it. It's not the greatest. And the whole reason why I have the Volvos out here is because you're gonna want, out here in Norway and out here in Iceland, you're gonna probably want to have the ideally um you want to have the highest rated vehicle. So if you're gonna come out here and you're gonna think you're gonna go to Iceland, make sure that you are able to get the highest rated um make sure that you can get the highest speed vehicle and the highest thing. You don't want to, I'm going to tell you, you don't want a 500 you don't want a 500 horsepower. You don't want a genuinely a low 600 horsepower. You want to be in the to high 600 to 700 high 600 plus vehicle for driving out here. At least out here in Norway you could get away with the 600s. Um but mostly in the Iceland area, like before we do, like the Iceland up here, you want to have um you want to have the highest rated thing available to you because you're not going to be able to get up those hills. You're not going to be able to get up the hill um going to Greenland. You want to be able to have the highest rated thing for it. It's going to be tough if you don't. Now I don't know how well they're going to do when they get their Iceland coming up. How they're gonna, you, you, um, how, your truck is going to take Iceland. Um, and how they're going to, because, you know, they're gonna have the utmost this point, um, um, and you're gonna want to make sure that you have the best for it. They're getting close with that Iceland. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get the the Nordic Horizons is gonna come out first though. Before they go to Iceland. I don't know. We don't know much more than what they're going to bring within it. Um, yeah, I don't know why I did that, but okay. But I will tell you that as soon. Wow. It's now starting to show me, oh, it's 60 miles an hour. You know, that's kind of why I'm thinking about it, guys. Is like I'm thinking of maybe we drop a lot of the a lot of the European stuff, and we just go with a hand like um we take a we take a lot of the when we upgrade and go to 1.56. I think what I'm going to do is drop a lot of the European side of things. Right now I could drop a lot of things except just adding the Donbass region. Um, to add the Donbass region. To add the regional maps. For it. And then throw in like the as soon as we can get some of these updates into a lot of these things and getting into I don't think I really want to have the multi-regional stuff. I think Pro Mods and Rush Map are gonna be something I will definitely use. Um, because I do maybe want to get into just driving and just going across Europe and Asia. Mostly I'll probably go in um, and take into adding Africa. I think we'll add Africa in. I wasn't gonna add it. I wasn't thinking about it, but I think I want to drop a lot of the European stuff. As much as like if it's like the Poland rebuilding or changing, altering a map to do it, I want to reduce the amount of stuff. I want to remove Dreamland. I think I might just remove Dreamland altogether in this one, and just say, look, I don't want Dreamland. I don't think it's going to be something that we're going to run with, because I don't want to I think we just don't run with it. I think we'll just stick with running the normal um, things that are pretty much like and excuse me. Um, so when I look at the well-known places and things to drive and things to do around here, you know, I'm one of those people that I love the way that video games, the way that things do this throughout. And to be honest, like, that might be something that we just clear out the downloads folder, we clear them out, and we just go 1.56, we upgrade to that, and we start getting that going, because the whole point is like, but I'm not going to do that just yet, because like I have a lot of maps here that I'm thinking of just clearing out some of the maps, because we're crashing a lot of the time, and I want to figure out, okay, maybe we go into the other section, remove the other maps, remove Dreamland, remove I think we're removing some of these things where we can load in less and start trying to mitigate things that I don't think I'm going to be able that I'm going to go to. I don't want to go to Dreamland anyway. I think Dreamland is just, you know, not there. We start shifting to basically trying to figure out, do we really need to rebuild certain areas? I don't think we need to. I think ProMods does a great job with it. Um, and ProMods does. Thanks, R. Anthony, for joining the TikTok live. I think we will have a lot better decisions and better things going on. Um, but I will tell you, like, I am somebody that loves the ability to mod games, and you can do it right here through Bazite. And to be honest, it's like I only utilize Bazite not because of their, you know, this person, I was watching this thing a while back, where this guy's not gonna download Bazite now because it's got the bisexual thing mascot. It's like, yeah, it's a mascot. It's a whoop-de-doo. It's like as long as it delivers the thing that you need. Like I didn't know that in the first place. I just downloaded Bazite because of it. Like I didn't download it because of LGBTQ thing. I didn't know until after the fact. It's like, oh, okay, well, that just basically makes it even more worth it for me. But to be honest, it's like I am thinking about getting, if I do get a job, I'm actually going to think about, I'm still going to keep my PS4, of course, but I'm thinking about um, uh, updating my living room, uh, thing. If I ever do, I was thinking about maybe just upgrading to using for a media center, trying to figure out a media center PC that I can use for it, and utilize it for watching, like get like a kind of like a thing where I can utilize something like this ability to basically get going somewhere and um, trying to find something that I can utilize as a thing that I can just go in and play and be able to watch it, like watch movies and things, and figuring out a way to do that, you know, and doing that as a thing that, finding something that allows me to just do that as a basis, not messing around with it or anything to the extent of it, but just utilizing it as a Netflix, using it as a Paramount thing, utilizing it for that purpose. Um, because my PlayStation 4 is kind of not doing the greatest. I could easily just replace the PS4, to be honest. Um, and I would most likely probably just replace the PS4 as on that issue. Just replace it. Just basically, um, pretty much just replace it with a different PS4. Um, with the PS4 Slim or the for that reason, and just use it as like a media center thing. Maybe occasionally have it. But to be honest, it's like it's not worth it for me right now. Even if I had a job, it's like I don't need to do that. Like, to be honest, most of the time, um, you know, And I'm always looking for finding ways to make better deals and trying to, just finding ways to utilize Linux more often than utilizing Windows. And that's the whole point. Is like, is like, I would like if I built another computer, I'd build it always build Linux. I'm always gonna happy to do it. If I upgraded my parts, basically, if I upgraded any of my parts, I would have to first off go upgrade, change a whole new platform. I don't need to do that right now with this one, but I would maybe build a second computer and build that second computer with AM5 with the new AMD stuff. Um, and I'm glad I haven't glad I'm paying attention, and I'm not gonna just go out and build a computer just to build a computer. Um, wait. Oh, okay. Where I just actively go out there and I'm actively going to look into a lot of things. Um, for it all, I'm always somebody that's looking for um a place to basically take into consideration um um yeah, I don't want to, like, we have trailer damage. We have some issues. But I'll tell you, like, I don't have um a lot of things that I don't really spend a lot of my time thinking about. Like, I'm not somebody that's a Windows, that I just adopted Windows because that's what everybody used. That's what I used for a long time. I try not really. What? Well, do we have... Okay, so we do not have... Okay, so I'm not going to be too worried. If I had something done with like the cargo, I would have basically... Yeah, see, this is why, like, they tell you the suggested speed. And I always tend to really not... I don't think I would be able to drive truly, truck, to be honest. I have a little bit of a... I think maybe we go to the driving academy at some point, but as of right now, yeah, I'll pick it up just a little bit. Um, I'm not gonna go like super duper fast because we got a lot of windy roads and windy curves around here. So not going 70, I'm gonna go around maybe 60 is what it's telling me. So I'm gonna go down basically 10 miles an hour underneath the requirement with the required speed limit, because to be honest, it's gonna take me because we got the required speed limit to being being that way. Um, but I'll tell you, like, I always look at life, um, and look at my daily thing as like, look, to be honest, like, I don't mind my data being out there on the internet. I don't care a lot, but I do care a little bit. Like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like, hey, I want my system to be fully supported under Windows. I want it to be fully sent to under Windows. I don't want Windows to get all my data, to get everything that it does, and it really is annoying to have a lot of that data pinpoint um, to one place. Like, I don't want all of my data to be stored in one place. I want my data spread out, and I want my data being basically not having all my data being stored in one location. Pretty much, like, I still take a little bit of privacy conscious about how I do things. Like, I don't go out and use Windows anymore because of what. But I've already talked about this too many times. But I'm just saying basically, like, to be honest, like, when I actively look at a lot of the data, and I look at it and say, look, where's the data coming from? What's going on? Um, you know, the thing of it is, we look at what's going on in a lot of the data driven points. There's a lot of data driven in California, what's going on with ICE, and when we look at ICE and we look at these things, ICE is not somebody that used to be um ICE used to be kind of a government agency that was pretty much a good agency. Now it's kind of like the agency that needs to be gutted, the agency that needs to be basically changed. Like, to be honest, like, I would basically just gut the entirety. And I'm saying, like, immigration, like, it's not the problem. Okay? You look at the problems with immigration, and you look at what's going on. It's like, okay, doesn't UK have those issues? Doesn't Canada? Doesn't all of these countries have these issues because they cannot ultimately supply the immigrants? The United States is the only country that actually has the resources to supply these immigrants, to supply people coming to America. Actually, America is more supportive of the immigrants than a lot of people think. It's like we have a lot more places here being supported than, you know uh but it's right now, it's like, immigration is not wanted here. It's like, if that were the case, then why'd you go after people? You want manufacturing, you want people to come here to make cars, and people to teach and how to make things, and actually get people here. A lot of things we're going to lose. We're going to lose a lot of doctors that are coming in from these other countries that, you know, they're going to go to another country. They're going to stay out of the United States. We're going to have people who are scientists who have who, heaven forbid, don't want to come here anymore because of what's going on. We're going to have a lot of people who think that America, that why is the immigration down? Immigration is down because of Trump. Immigration is down because people don't want to come here. Tourism is down here in America. I'm not saying that it might not be completely down, but it's it's not completely gone, but it is. You know, a lot of immigration people do not want to, like, to be honest, the biggest bread and butter for a lot of immigration is Canada. Canada spends a lot of their time down here in America. That's kind of reducing. It's kind of going down the drain for immigration. That's why when you see a lot of these people complain, like, not like jobs are going down because not being able to get a job is like, it's one of those things where um you get a job and then you get this job and you don't get this job, or whatnot, and you do, and then it's like you can't get a job because you uh, it's like or you do get a job, but then like you had a job like for a year now, but then you're being let go because they cannot keep you on because there's no need for you, because because a lot of people are not shopping. Not a lot of people are shopping, or not a lot of people are visiting or coming into your store because of the situation. A lot of these prices tend to go up because of what's going on. Like, I'm gonna tell you, it's like, I don't want to be sitting here saying that immigration's a that the United States um is a bad place, but I have to, because it's like I tell you, it's like, if you are somebody that is just coming to visit and you are paying attention, listening, or you have friends and family, just don't let them come to the United States now. And I'm telling you this because I don't want you getting swept up in immigration. I don't want you getting taken out. I don't want you going. If you are wanting to come to America, go to Canada. Don't go to the United States. Go to Canada. Go to Mexico. Go and experience those places before you come to the United States. You know, those are the two places that you should be visiting. You should be supporting their thing. I'm not gonna say that Mexico's a safest place to go and visit, but you have at least, that you won't be swept up. We're sitting here waiting for this light, and there's like nobody there, to be honest. Like, yeah, there's like nobody here waiting. So that's the only thing I will say is like, there's some things that you can do that I highly recommend that you try to do at least, is just don't come to the United States. Don't come and visit. Don't unless you are somebody that is a citizen. Um, Even then, it's kind of not even worth it to come back, unless you're having problems with your place of of living. Like, to be honest, like, if you live and you have lived in that country for 10 5 10 plus years, it's probably time that you should start thinking about becoming a citizen and denouncing your US citizenship, if you can. If you want, like, if you live in Japan and you've been living there for 10 15 years, I probably would say you should probably think about becoming a citizen of that country, losing your American citizenship, and you're gonna have a problem with that. Um, you might have family that's gonna have a problem, but then you're gonna tell them, like, I don't want to come back because I've been gone for so long that I can't even um that I don't even want to come into the United States because I um could be taken out because you like you have everything you need, but you're coming in, you're gonna have a lot harder time coming in than going out. But it doesn't mean that you're gonna have that completely, because to be honest, like if I had a considerable um you know a a considerable passport, um as a having a passport, and being able to fly out is going to be a lot harder for me. If you are non-binary, you're going to have a hard time trying to get out of trying to get out. You might be able to um get out if you can get out and go to Canada or go to another country that are already out of this country already. um you should probably figure out ways to um stay there, and not just, and if you feel like you're safe in that country, safer right now in that country, you should probably just figure out a better way of living things. And for joining it, you should figure out a way to stay in these countries, and not and start trying to figure out a way to become a citizen. um it's one of those things that you need to think about it. Don't just like um don't just come to the America, and I mean, don't just think that you're going to it's not going to be easy to become a citizen. But if you can really say that, you know if nobody's being allowed in, like if you're not being allowed into the United States, and you're already out of the country and you are a US citizen, you most likely can perceive and say, hey, I'm seeking asylum now because I cannot get into the United States. I am pretty much locked out. You're going to be pretty much safer if something like that happens, because you will be able to protect yourself and not have to worry about what the United States is doing, and you'll be safer in that country that you are in. It doesn't mean, now I'm not saying that you go to, say, Japan, you're not going to have a good living possibility. Good living possibility. Because there are some problems that, stagnant wages haven't gone up in Japan. There are a lot of things that are falling apart in Japan that need to be talked about like that, you know. But it's like, you have to think about, is that, like, if you are somebody that lived in Italy, and say that you cannot live there because you need to look into studying, and actually studying before you make that decision to live in that country. Maybe go and visit for a little bit, see how things are over there, and how much will um and studying on a lot of these things. Like, there are going to be people that are going to say they're going to go to Italy and say that they're going to have a happy time, they're going to be American citizens, or people who are just there because they look at it, and it's like, well, you got to realize that if you go to Spain or you go to another country, study up on it before you make that full undivided decision. Like, I myself have done this with a lot of countries, a lot of places, and I've started listening to a lot of Japan. But in Japan, there are a lot of people in Japan that are not getting that are on the that are homeless. There's a lot of people in Japan that are homeless compared to what you don't see. And I'm not saying that it's absolutely horrific in Japan. I'm just saying it's not great when you look at these other countries and you come to America. you're gonna have those exact, and you aren't willing to change the way that you live, and you want to live this life of luxury, but you cannot afford that life of luxury because of because of tariffs and stuff. And you go to another country, you might not feel that same life of luxury that you'll be able to live like that. Like you can, like for me, like I can't live like like that if at any point because I don't have a job. First and foremost, slowly trying to work on it. You know, I actually will tell you that um you know that so it's like thanks Anna for joining the TikTok live thing. Thank you. But it's like one of those things where I find and study um in a lot of understanding of, hey, look, I don't I don't want to discourage you coming here, but I'm gonna tell you should because I'm repeating myself, of course, but it's because of a lot of the ICE stuff going on. It's because of Trump, because of these things that you know. It's like they're really wanting to call these No Kings protests this weekend. Um, the No Kings protests that are going on, they're going to brandish that as a bad thing. But let me be clear, I'm like, there's even a lot of red states that are following this. So basically, you're gonna tell me that, oh, this is all a Democratic thing. No, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of Republicans who are going to be lumped now into this um protest, or who are going to be lumped into this because they went out and protested that day because they don't like what's going on, and they're not considered, and because they're going after Antifa. Well, what is Antifa? Well, they can brandish anybody Antifa now because pretty much that's the whole point. Antifa is not any one organization. It's just a term that a lot of people will use to say you're anti-fascism, and that's the whole point on a lot of these things. Is you can't just say, hey, look, these things are gonna be a problem, and they are, but you can't just say that this problem is going to persist if you don't stand up and do something. You know, if you are living into some of these places. Okay, so yeah, so we got 5 hours. We'll go get some rest up here. Um, so you got to think about what you do is like basically like you live in California or you live in these places, document, show it, share it. Don't just hide. Don't just hide and do nothing. You can do something. It's the whole thing is like I share I share a lot of it. Um, and so I really take into consideration a lot of what I learn and what I study. Whoops. I need the other blinker. To where I just learn, I know there's nothing I can do, truly. But the point of the matter is like, I share this with you and share it because I want people to know and understand what is truly going on. And, teaching people that if, hey, look, you can be somebody that's not American and choose to fight and choose to stand up and choose to listen and actually spend your time on a lot of uh the these places and spend your time just studying and utilize um thanks Dr. CPVP. um you know you can listen to authority, but if somebody claims they have a PhD or a doctor, or they claim that they have a doctorate or whatever, take them with a grain of salt and don't believe everything they say. Just make sure that you find out, hey, what are they a doctor and what are they a PhD in? If they're not going to tell you what they are, what they have it in, and prove to me. I want the certificate. I want the university that you got it from, and I want it so that you can prove it. I'll go look it up and see if you were there. See if you actually graduated there. Because to be honest, like, you can do that if you're, you know, and things like that. You know, if you don't have knowledge in a certain field and you just claim that you do, you're not in that. You don't know anything. It's like you don't know what a trans person is because you don't, like, let me clear. Have you spent your time your whole entire life around trans people? Have you spent your all of your time um thanks Elden Ring Ruin Drops, thanks for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. um it's like you got to think about spending your time um on what can I do? What can I do to fix a lot of these issues, and what can I do to fix the point on a lot of these things? Like, you can uh call it out when you see it. Don't just, hide behind the keyboard and not and do nothing, or just hide behind a um or just hide behind by playing just video games on a daily basis, not going out and doing something. You can fight and you can do something about it. If you don't like something, speak up. Don't just, I speak up all the time on the anti-LGBTQ stuff. I always, because somebody out there is going to maybe have some inkling of knowledge, that maybe just a little bit of that. There's gonna be somebody out there that's going to hear it and going to need to hear it. It's just like that, some people who look at a religion, you know, some people are gonna believe in their religion and they're gonna be dead set it, and there's no way that you're gonna be willing to change them on their religion. Okay? But there are gonna be people out there that may have some knowledge and some questions on things they don't quite understand, and they're gonna maybe have that understanding and to necessarily listen and listen to the things that are right there and understand. Thanks Nugget for joining the TikTok live. Sabawoo, Subawoo. I don't care if I get damage to this dude, as long as my cargo doesn't get damaged, I am a-okay. I have enough drivers out there that's gonna help me because I'm not the best at driving. Um, but you can always think about the things that you hear and the things that you learn and have that knowledge. It's like for me, it's like I didn't know for for a lot of the trans issues and a lot of things going on. There's a lot of people that when you look at a trans, like if you are a trans, you're gonna struggle a lot more than anybody else because trans women are hyperly fixated upon, um, and trans men are basically invisible, and I see it. I see it because when I go and I hear, oh, they want to keep men out of women's sports, but what about the men that transition to be there, that transition to become um part of that point with it, and I see that they don't really talk about it because and it's like they're isolated, they're away from a lot of people. It's like I I don't know many trans men. I only know a few trans people that are women, you know. And I know one trans man. Okay, of course I know one outside as a personal on a person not a personal level, but more or less I know that person because I've been around that person a little bit. Um, just to have a little bit of that. Um, and I know a couple of people like that. I know a lot of um women uh that are out there, like Laverne Cox and these people that are predominantly big. Like Elliot Page is the only predominant big person that you know as a trans man. Like, and I follow a couple of trans men on my for you page here on my TikTok and stuff. And I study because guess what? I study about it. I want to learn. I want to take that knowledge and actually be willing to stand up and actually learn and grow and take that initiative to understand both sides. Like I primarily follow um, mainly primarily men because to be honest, the trans men but I also have a handful of trans people out there too. Like I follow Aaron in the morning. I and there are a few like I don't follow Dylan Mulvaney. I don't think. If I do, I probably do, and I just don't listen to Dylan pretty much that much. I don't listen to a lot of these people and a lot of these um on that regard because look, most of the people that I no, because I haven't been able to find anybody who truly is in that bucket where I may have like a handful of people that I do follow, but it's like I don't care. I don't look at this as a lot of the times, like if you're gonna be a decent human being, you're gonna probably be most likely followed. Um, in all of this. But if you're not a decent human being, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to you. I'm not gonna sit there and follow you. Now that doesn't mean that you aren't perfect. Like I do sit and watch Linus on occasion, and you know, he's not perfect, and this company's not perfect. I listen to, you know, um, David Pakman. I listen to a lot of, not just talking about, I'm talking about like a lot of these mainstream, uh, is the convoy still on? To be honest, probably not. Unless you are probably, but I don't know. Like, you're gonna have to go through and install a whole bunch of these maps that I use personally and to Convoy, and you're gonna have to go through a lot of it. The American Truck Simulator, you're gonna have to. Yeah, I still want to do the Convoy, but I just would like to feel like that if are willing to do it, that you are willing to, um, install a lot of the mods that I do have, and make sure that you're on 1.55 and not 1.56. For this one, if we do a convoy, I'm probably gonna do the 1.56 in American truck, and we're gonna make sure that you have the more cities, Sierra, um, all the more cities available except for Oklahoma. You don't have to have that. And getting onto these convoys. Like, if you want a convoy, guys, let me know. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and not want a convoy. Um, but you have to make sure, and if you don't know what mods I use, um, you guys can go down into um, my website and actually um, go and be able to actually get everything that you want for the 1.56, and we can go and take and do that for the American truck. American truck, I'd rather do that more for that than do a European right now, because I want to be on the latest version, and I haven't gotten the latest version yet updated because I'm still waiting for a lot of some of these maps to get updated. And then we can start maybe thinking about the convoy, because right now, when we get done with this delivery, I'll show you what I mean. Just with the map, that I have a whole host of a lot of maps available to me, that you need to have a lot of map mods in order to comply with me. Anyway, but it's one of those things where, you know, I always look at people and I look at these things. Like, if you're gonna, like, I sit here and I will tell you, I listen to Linus, I listen to um uh Jay's 2 cents on an occasion, I listen to a lot of Midas Touch, David Pakman, not as much as I used to. Brian Tyler Cohen's another one that I listen to a lot. And there's a lot of these things where, like, another guy that I listen to now is Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar, pretty much. How close are we to getting this? We're gonna be really cutting it close. we're gonna be speeding a little bit here. Just a little bit. I don't know why it says 90. 90. Alright. I don't think... I think we'll be able to make it, but I don't think we'll be able to... But on Thursday, guys, I will tell you Thursday is going to be one of those days where I will not be live playing this game. For it. One of those just-in-time deliveries that we're just gonna do this. And we're gonna get 36 and we have 132. So let me, before we quite get off, because I do have to get off, because I do need to go make supper, it's that time. Okay, so we only have the Volvos there, and it's only the F8, the F86, for it. So anyway, well guys, I'm gonna leave it there for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, we're not gonna be playing, American Truck or Euro Truck. We're going to be playing something else. Because I do have to get off somewhat earlier than I normally would, because I do have to go make supper early, and so that I don't have, because my mom has class, and I need to make supper for her. On top of that, because right now, for that, but if you want to see some Fortnite, we'll be doing Fortnite tonight and tomorrow, at night, so if you guys are wanting to hit that follow button here on the TikTok and the Trovo streams, I will be doing that tonight as well. And then afternoons, you guys can hit that subscribe on YouTube. It's all free to do for all three platforms. At some point, we might do a convoy at some point. It's most likely going to be on the American Truck Simulator, not the Euro Truck Simulator. only because of all the map and all the mods that we need that we're gonna force all of you guys to have to install, and I don't want to do that for it. So anyway, um, if you guys enjoyed, remember hit that like and make sure that you hit that bell notification with y'all here on YouTube, because if you don't, you're not gonna get anywhere. And if you guys enjoyed today, make sure you guys are always hitting that like. Anyway, we will catch you guys later. Let me save the game. Before we do get off though. Hold on, it's a lie. Today is the 15th. That's why I say when you guys look at this right here, if it does not have live in front of it, that's because I did a trip offline. With like that. So anyway, we'll catch you guys later.